stream. Perfect. All right, and then stream status is currently good. I made an image for it. All right. Yeah, it's the one I sent you this morning. The Prometheus one. Yes. Alright, I think we're good to go. Alright. Hello, friends. And welcome to part 2 of our playthrough of Silent Hill. I think we have a few people. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, I beat the shit out of him, and then I left the apartment. I didn't get stuck. Yeah, I didn't get stuck on a puzzle for like 10 minutes, for sure. That did not happen. I can count to 8, definitely. Alright. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. Let's hang out for a sec, see what happens, and then otherwise, I will close the stream on Discord, and we'll just have to deal. Yeah, it's not maintaining it. It's not getting enough info. I should have to stop it. That's fair. Alright, we should be back. Alright, you let me know. Is it... Interesting. Okay, hold on. It worked pretty well yesterday. It was like, oh, that didn't work, and then it worked fine after that. Not it. I'm seeing the stream do its thing. It looks like it's going. Alright. So yeah, last time fought Pyramid Head. I have no ammo left because of that said fight. Oh, hit a cutscene. Hey Dan, be nicer. It's easy to be mean.
Hey, it was you, wasn't it? You're the one who stepped on my hand.
Maybe I did.
Well, yeah.
What's a
Have to
little
say
girl like
it.
you doing here anyway?
I don't know. What's a big dumb
Dimino
like
might be
you
me. I
doing
see
here
4
anyway?
on the thing.
Hey, that's not very nice.
Oh, I'm not. Hold on.
Did
I
your
gotta
parents
fix
teach you any
OBS.
manners?
1 second, folks. I'm gonna change some stuff on OBS. I'm gonna pause the cutscene.
Okay,
I had to do it in
cool.
a weird way.
All right, well, let's go then.
I'm gonna set you down.
Uh-huh.
Filter you with me. I just want to make sure you are on the same level that I am. Can you speak?
Okay. Yeah, hey, I'm here talking. I mean, I project more, so.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. All right. We're back, folks. Sorry about that.
Cool, all right.
What you got there?
None of your business. You
I
didn't love
assume you're
Mary
asking her about the
anyway.
letter.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, wait!
Okay.
How
Bold
do you know
choice
her
in this
name?
game to add an annoying child character, you know?
Oh, it's very important, I think, to the game. Critical.
Not a lot of games have that bravery.
All right. We're back. We're playing Silent Hill. Everything works for sure.
Yep, totally.
Could not tell you why your audio doesn't count as desktop audio, but I don't care. It's all fine.
I am spooky and mysterious because I'm actually a good ghost.
Oh shit. You graduated from ghost wife to ghost co-host? Co-ghost. Yeah, we got there.
I mean, also ghost husband. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
that's
know
true.
I know the wife and I said till death till we part, but joke's on her. I'm sticking around.
Hell yeah.
Could you really be here?
It's a tiny
I want you to know that Caroline did not appreciate that I would not make the 8-hour drive to Silent Hill. If she sent me a letter from beyond the grave.
But that's like not your fault, I feel like.
Right.
I feel like that's she should have communicated in a way that wasn't a letter.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even opening it, to be honest with you.
Well, it just like says to James. You wouldn't open an unaddressed letter.
It depends on how it looks. Like, does it look handwritten?
Oh, I'm walking into a cutscene.
Mary? No. You're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. Your face, your voice. You could be.
My name is Maria.
That's not like Mary at all.
I don't look like a ghost.
Yeah.
Do I? See? Warm.
Sorry, I got confused.
Yes, Dan, it's supposed to be
Hey.
scary. Not particularly right now. Well,
Where
now
are
it's
you
the
going?
fear of awkward conversation.
I need to find
That's
Mary.
about it.
Didn't you say she died?
Oh,
I don't know if that's really, like, enough.
yeah. 3 years ago. It's just
It's enough for me.
I got a letter from her.
Hey, just shoot your shot. Alright.
The letter.
Yeah, not every part of the
I know
game
how
is
it sounds,
scary,
and
man.
I'm
It's
not-
like
I
horror
don't-
movies.
Hey. It's okay.
You gotta have a slow burn
So-
to start.
What did the letter say?
Every good horror movie starts with a guy wandering around in a town drinking health drinks.
She said she was waiting for me
We gotta get
in
more
our
of that
special place.
in cinema.
And that's here?
That's why Megalopolis wow, Megalopolis? Is that the name
Boy,
of the
you're
movie?
still trying on that one,
Anyway,
I don't care.
I
It's
haven't
not
seen
good.
it.
I don't have to respect it. That's why it's so good.
is this your only special place?
Dan, you just got here.
I don't know anymore. There was something. I can't quite.
Hey,
Oh, there is this other special place.
I think I might know. I mean,
Wait, I'm like way behind. I'll
there's
wait.
this
I'll
one
wait.
place. Not far from here.
What kind of place?
The kind two lovers might call special. I can show you if you want. Unless you have somewhere else to be. Something else to do.
James's haircut is definitely the
Easy
worst
there.
thing about him.
Not the
I'm just
army
messing
surplus
with you.
jacket?
No, the army surplus jacket you expect. The haircut is like the
It's
only
this
part
way.
of the character redesigns I don't like.
You're coming with me?
No, his haircut's always been like that.
Can't you just
Yeah,
tell
but
me where
like
it
there's
is?
something about the way they colored his hair where it just died.
You're just gonna leave me here?
I-
Alone? With all these monsters around?
No, I just.
Is it because I remind you of her? You loved her, didn't you?
You know how easily James gets guilted into taking her with him, man.
Yeah, it's almost like James has a
Didn't you?
All right,
crippling.
You're gonna leave me here alone? I mean, you were doing just fine without me.
You actually get past
So it's
Pyramid
okay.
Head in that apartment complex.
I assume she didn't park a mile outside of town on the other side and walk in. Like, she probably just parked in the town.
And then walk to the pier just to look at the fog.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably bashed in her car, huh? If that's the case.
Yeah, you probably did. As
Hell
you were
yeah.
walking around. You probably took all the windows out on her car. I don't know. She looks like she drives a Miata.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, you missed it last time, so I got rusty syringes, which are great. They give you a full heal, and definitely no adverse side effects at all.
Okay, okay. I can't help but notice you said, which are great after rusty syringes.
Yeah,
Sure.
they're fantastic.
They really put some pep in your step and not just a raging case of tetanus.
Exactly.
This place we're going to, what is it exactly?
It used to be kind of a special place for young couples in these parts. I think it's easier if I just show you.
I do love how Silent Hill looks in this game.
Yeah, they did a really good job with it. So much of it is like the ground really sells it too. Like the muddy, wet, everything. Again,
Yeah.
the biggest advance in video games has been making things look wet.
There, we can go through the motel.
When do I get to the hospital? I thought the hospital was like now. I guess
Oh
not.
man, look at you. When do I get to the hospital?
When do I get to the fireworks factory?
Yeah.
You ever stayed in a place like this? The walls are so thin.
God, imagine coming to Silent Hill and being like, alright,
Love,
cool, like, the
hate,
fair is great, the
Jealousy.
gazebo's cool, the lake's fine, let's go visit your award-winning hospital. So isn't the hospital literally the end of the game?
Is it? I honestly don't even remember. I've played this game probably 5 times and gotten to the apartments, and I've gotten past the apartments literally once.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
I don't know, it's one of those games where it's like, yeah, I'm in the mood to play Silent Hill, but I'm not in the mood to play all of Silent Hill. But now I'm in. Alright, so this note says 107, let's go to 107. If I can find 107, that is. That
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
that's the biggest challenge.
God damn it, it's covered with the matches.
Form in any easily navigable space. Name a more cursed
Can you let
duo.
me in? Why, thank
Yeah,
you.
I
good
think,
sir.
Dan, fixing the pipes is a euphemism. That you're here at the hotel with Maria.
Maria, instead of my wife. You know, Mary.
Yeah. I'm
Different
here-
people. Hell yeah, health drink, let's go.
Be sure and chug that thing immediately.
You know I did. Okay. 1 less, 3 1 more, 8 3 less, 0 1 more. Great, that's not. Okay. I think that's probably the combination of the safe and the old guardhouse thing.
1 less, 3 1 more, 8 3 less, 0 1 more.
I think it's math. Which, for
Hey.
those who saw...
You
Oh,
think I'd look good in this one?
can I just ignore her? I'm just gonna ignore her.
You know I would. It's a classic.
I love my dead wife. Which I don't know what gives women the ick more than not being able to navigate an easily, like, mapped out space. Alright, what's the note say again? Let's see. 1 less, 0.
Yeah. So that's 0, yeah.
3 1 more is 4.
Yep.
8 3 less is 5. And 0 1 more is 1. So it's 0 4 5 1. Well, we'll see. Oh, it's 0 4 5 1. I should have just guessed that.
What?
It's a common trope in. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Alright, yeah.
Thanks.
The first 4-digit combination in a lot of video games is 0451.
What?
Yeah, it's the first locker in BioShock. I think it's the first thing in System Shock too.
I think you just saved my life back there.
It's.
Glad I did.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of games. I can't think off the top of my head beyond those, but it's like a thing.
Really need a warning.
Huh. I'm looking this up, and apparently you are not full of shit.
Yeah, no, it's real.
James,
Huh.
is everything all right?
Dan, that was one of the monsters.
Hey, you okay?
It's called a mannequin.
It's like you froze for a
Yeah,
second.
the leg monster.
Yeah,
I think they're mostly mad about the sheer amount of windows you've been breaking.
I think that it's a victimless crime.
Silent Hill 2 actually is a running commentary and proponent of the broken window theory of law enforcement. None of this place would be nearly this bad if you weren't
Wait,
breaking all
James,
these windows. That's what
it's the
causes
wrong
the
way.
monsters.
Okay, lady. How is this James's ideal woman who just berates him the whole time? It's crazy.
He just wants to get stepped on like the rest of us, man.
Mannequin would just hang out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, yeah, fair, but also, I don't know, like, have some self-esteem.
Well, maybe he feels like he deserves to be punished for breaking all of those windows
So that's what it was for.
and nothing else.
I like how early in the game they were like, yeah, we're gonna animate the locks coming off and stuff, and now they just disintegrate. I think they gave up. Which could be we went through to the
So,
other world, whatever
James.
bullshit, but I think it's
3
they gave
years.
up.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
What will you tell
It
her
also doesn't matter.
when you find
Oh, 100%.
I love her.
So
One of these cars is gonna have a thing in
What's
them.
that supposed to mean?
It would be cool to see a game really commit to that,
Like I said,
where you
3 years
putz
is a
around with the
long
key
time.
for like 10 minutes and it's rusted, and you're trying to get the chain out. Everything takes 30 minutes to do.
Here's a generator in here.
Pretty sure we established earlier that the town has power.
Yeah, just I'm surprised. Oh, it's a car. Car's on. I want to hit that car. Oh, cutscene. A lot of cutscenes in this
Strange.
block.
It's the
This
cutscene
should
part
not
of
be
town.
here.
Yeah, Maria, should the
It
big,
is.
huge hole in the ground not be here?
So, what now?
That is
Now
weird.
we look for another way.
Well, better jump down it.
They never do go down any of the giant fissures in the middle of Silent Hill in any of the games, huh?
I mean, in this game, you will eventually go down a staircase that's like 4 miles long.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't count.
Well,
James?
It's like, yeah. Barry always said our special place was 2 miles below the earth. Below the surface of the earth.
I forgot to mention she was a geologist.
It was more special to her than me.
Oh, hell yeah, upgrade. We've gone from, like, wooden bat with nails in it to metal pipe.
Hell yeah.
Stay close.
That'll show the advantage of the continent people. I did like the getting the boards. Like I felt like they had a better control.
Also, this, like, new storm attack is great. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I am touching this out. Now the anthem.
Yeah.
Oh no! I just
She's fine. I, on the other hand,
Yeah.
am not.
You absolutely just ran at full speed and ramp on it.
It's a good thing I got these syringes.
I'm surprised she's not shoving you into them now.
I think what you do with Maria actually does influence the ending. It's like one of those things. Like me not acknowledging her like cute outfit is part of it.
Oh, you not like staring directly at her chest and cause problems later?
That was a thing in one of the games. I think it was Shattered Memories. Like if you spent a lot of time looking at their chest, it changed the ending.
You were just getting thrown up on a lot.
Yeah, dude, it sucks out here.
That was a good damn alone.
Through the fence.
Where'd you go?
This place is lousy with concrete.
Thank you, James. I'm not sure I would have made it.
Just stay close.
Yeah, the storm effects are really cool.
Yeah, I think they make for good set pieces. We'll lower the game a little bit.
But yeah, it stinks that Tampa is no longer going, but as a result, it means I'll be around this weekend. So the local store is doing Armies on Parade, so now I am painting for that. And
Yeah,
I'm
now you can go win that.
Exactly. Well, I've been helping Bryce put together a display board for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And because he's going to enter the Youngbloods. But now I will also be entering not the Youngbloods.
Old
but
Bloods.
Yeah, exactly. The old shitheads category. And I'm not repainting, but touching up my Helldrake for my Night Lords to go in it. And the big touch-up work is doing the inner trim highlights for the entire model. And it is not
buddy.
fun.
Buddy.
Yeah, it looks great, but it is not fun.
Inner trim on a Helldrake?
Yeah.
Doing the trim highlights on a Helldrake is nightmarish.
Norman, this is the difference between you and me, buddy.
Yeah, I just paint it better.
For what definition of better?
The awards I have.
Oh yeah, you won a lot of awards.
Yeah, I have a whole case full of them.
Yeah. Do you have any golden hands holding chainswords?
Yes.
Oh, from GW events.
No.
Go on. Which ones did you win those at?
No, I got that from Battle for Maryland when we won best overall.
But not best painted.
No, Shane kind of held us back from that one. If I'm gonna be honest.
Wow, throwing Shane under the bus.
He didn't paint his demon prince.
No, you know what? I'm gonna tell him you said that.
Oh, he knows. He's very aware. But Shane doing very well at the game is what got us best overall.
It would be an important part of that.
Yeah, I did not do that part. Yeah, basically it was me, Shane, and Scott. And
Yeah, I figured Scott was the third partner in
yeah,
your three amigos.
as they call him, the Great Equalizer.
Who calls him that?
You know, they. The same people with the weather machines. Which I guess might be me. Did you see that? I'm not gonna get into that. It's not worth exploring.
No, I would leave that one out.
Yeah, Dan. Dan raises a good point. How many steel frame Warhammer trophies do you have,
Maria?
Rob?
Oh, how many Steel Frame Warhammer trophies I got? I
Yeah,
have none.
none.
But they don't give those out for best painted. They only give those out for best overall.
So why don't you win that instead?
Because best painted is the more prestigious award when it comes to quality of painting.
If you say so.
Yeah, because one of those is for having the best painted army, and the other one involves a non-paint metric.
If you say so.
Come on, don't give me that look.
What do you mean? If I
Some might
so?
say best overall was harder and more, you know,
What is
more prestigious.
this?
I mean, I
special
guess.
place you met?
Don't be silly.
I think it might be harder, but it's
Just
not a
have to
better
go through
measure of
and out
paint.
the front.
Sure. Anyway, can't believe she
Yeah.
led me into a strip club. That's
Now that
crazy.
we're here. Can't we stay?
Mhm.
Just for a little while. Catch our breath before we head back.
Also,
out there.
can't believe she wants to have sex with
have
me
time
in the
to take a
strip club.
break.
That's crazy.
Mary could be out there, waiting for me.
It does seem
know.
weird that she would be into James
It's
specifically.
just this place, this whole thing. It's like a nightmare. I just wanted to get away from it, even for a second. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I guess this place is getting to me too. Am I crazy? You know, for thinking she could be here.
Man, Silent Hill did not have a thriving
Crazy is
economy.
one
It's
word
what I
for
get
it,
from
I
the places
guess.
that you've been to and ended up in.
Oh yeah, groovy music. The record
think
store
of
didn't tip
another.
you off. The one that exists in the 90s.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a record store is not a sign of a flagging
Hopeful.
economy.
It is in the 90s. In 2000 on, I think you're good. In
That's a
like
nice way of
80s
putting it.
before, you're good. 90s, not a good time to be doing records.
Here.
Does this take place in the 90s?
I believe so. I believe it takes place like when
What
the
are you
game came
doing?
out, which is
Something
97,
to take the edge off.
98,
No, what?
2001.
Yeah, like what year do you think the PlayStation 2 was out?
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Oh, by the way, speaking of where and when this game takes
No?
place, confirmed as of this remake, Silent
You
Hill is
sure?
in Maine.
Oh,
So we were way off.
yeah.
Be that way.
Who confirmed
Here's
that? That's
to-
interesting.
It's there's a Maine tourism board like on a sign in the remake.
To hope.
Oh, I thought this
I'm
was going to
back.
be something way more interesting. Like the state of Maine was like, yeah, no, Silent Hill is here. We're claiming that.
We're
Come visit.
claiming Silent Hill.
Yeah, come visit. It's great.
Come visit literal hell.
We should probably get going.
We promise all your demons are here waiting.
Paying a bunch of college kids to dress up as condom people.
I don't
Ready
think you
when
really
you
need
are.
to pay them to do that.
Yeah, you can do it for credit. Call it an internship with the government. Is this anything?
Hmm.
Weird. Okay.
Oh, Norman, rummaging around in the strip club lost and found.
I'm back again.
How does looking at Maria too long get you the bad ending, but rummaging through the strip club lost and found has no bearing on how things go?
That's what Maria loved about me.
Is that you?
Would you like it to be?
Okay. Look at a picture of my wife just to be safe.
Good old Mary.
There she is.
Yep.
Maria looks nothing like her, by the way.
Which is fine. I mean, vaguely. Kind of close, I guess.
Let me know when you want to move on.
They kind of have like the sit. No, they don't look that close. No.
Come on.
They don't look the same. I don't know how he thought it was her from behind.
Maybe they have very similar asses, and James is an ass man.
We could come back later.
Possible and probable, honestly.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
And also, it's James. He could literally have just been shooting his shot.
Well, he immediately backs down if that's the case.
That's part of his shot.
That's the old runaround.
Yeah,
It's his
playing
move.
playing hard to get
Safe with you around.
after he initiates. Oh, pickup artist James.
Is this what negging is?
Mhm.
So, like, okay, you'll get there in a second. What are these huge walls of tarp supposed to be?
That's construction, man.
I've never seen construction like that.
You've never seen them put up tarps for construction?
Not like that. Not where it blocks off a street.
Well, it's more when you need to block the outside of the house or the building because you don't have walls
Okay,
built,
it's
but
not
you
far
still
now.
need to do things inside that need to be protected from the weather.
Right, but they're blocking
that's
a
when you do
street.
it. Yeah, that's because it's a video game and you're not allowed to go down that street.
Okay.
You specifically are being barred entry.
You know what? I'm pro specific James type obstacles in my town.
No, you, Norman. If
Oh.
someone else played this game, that would be
I'm no longer pro this. Maria
here is just following you around,
Again.
watching you kill people in the middle of the street, searching through lost and founds and strip clubs,
She's
grabbing
so
out
sick of me
dumpsters,
breaking these cars.
breaking every window you come across. It's just good people own these station wagons.
Well, why aren't they here fighting the monsters then?
Oh, they look like monsters to you?
Oh no. It's happening again. Another town I'm not gonna be able to come back to.
Yeah, but not because of that. It's because of the other thing.
Because of the murder?
the many, many murders.
They're coming.
Bug. Okay. Yeah, Muster Crux, that's generally my move.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was working on Maria anyway, so, you know, who's to say if it's bad?
Certainly not me. Can we get in here? No? Where the hell am I supposed to go?
Norman's big nemesis rears its head again.
Being lost.
This is it.
Maps. Navigating any space.
Told you that other image would have been better. Go live.
No, I can do that tomorrow. Or whenever we do the next one. Not tomorrow, but yeah. The Tony Hawk reflection felt too good. Look, all I know is here's James, getting older all the time,
That's it.
feeling older all the time.
There's a bit more to it than that.
Something in my mind.
Getting
I don't think
younger
I've
in his
been
mind. God.
Oh, I don't. Whatever. I've only ever listened to the Mountain Goats cover of it.
She.
Ugh.
That's not true. I played a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yeah, okay, I don't believe you now. Now I think you were a dweeb who hasn't played Tony Hawk.
No, it was one of the games you got with the Xbox. It was that, Munch's Odyssey. I think one more thing. I forget what the other one was. But I played the shit out of both of those. And then the remake, they put screaming females in the soundtrack.
she?
It's great.
There's a story told around these parts. Kind of a local legend.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because it wasn't
Tells
in
of a
Tony Hawk
woman
Pro
who was
Skater 2. It was
cast
in
out.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Sentenced to die.
Was the
an
Xbox
island
original
out
one
on a
not
lake.
2?
It was, but that's my point.
There was a man in town.
Was that song not in 2?
It was
who
in
fell
1.
madly in love with her.
Huh.
Yeah.
Every night, he would sneak
Huh.
out.
You know, fun fact, Goldfinger
Go
didn't
across
know
the lake,
that that song had been
bring her
licensed
food
to Tony Hawk, and they were on tour in Germany, and they were playing the song, and
And every
people,
night,
because it wasn't even like a big
stand
song
there,
in their set, it would
Right.
they played at the end of their set, and they started playing it, and the
help him
crowd
find his
would
way.
just go wild, and they were like,
But
"What
this
is
one
going
night-
on? Why do they like this
Terrible
song?" And then they
story.
called up their, then they got a
Caught
call
him
from their
out in the
agent who
open,
told them
and it
what the
blew out
deal was, and they were
candle.
like, "Oh,"
Even
but they
in
had no
darkness,
idea.
That's very funny.
man
That
would
it, especially
not
that it
Yeah.
happened like
He
on
would
a
not turn back.
European tour.
So he fought against the raging waters until finally the lake took him. They say even then, the woman never lost hope.
Man, Tony Hawk was such a wild,
She kept coming out at
like,
night,
transcendent game.
kept lighting the candle.
When I was in high school, everybody
to
was
bring
playing
her
that
beloved
game.
home.
And it's bizarre because it's like a random
Winter
licensed
Shore.
sports game. Like,
Yeah. And also, like, none of the
Not
people
sure how
playing
much
it were
truth there
notably
is to
ever
it.
going to
It's
skateboard.
probably
yeah,
just a
no,
fairy
it,
tale.
it was just a good. They made a good game, I think by accident for the
But
most
she's
part.
become something of a local saint.
A little bit. Some of it's like the accidental
Patron
moon
of
physics are
undying
part of it.
love.
Right. But like they tried to do
Hence
with like what was it, like Dave Mira's BMX Triple X was after that.
She's
Okay,
not
so
there.
so that one, Dave
What?
Mira's BMX was a pretty popular series. When they got
She's
to the
not
third
here.
game,
Then
Activision
why would she
convinced
be?
the
I don't
developer
even
to
remember
make
this
it
place.
BMX Triple X. And
Okay.
that was a huge misstep, and they got sued by Dave Mira over it because he felt that they had irrevocably damaged the brand.
This was a mistake.
Correct. That is correct. That is what happened.
Shouldn't come here.
Yes. As we can see by you getting it wrong just now.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know what place I played it. It was in the jam-packed demo
It's
disc
okay.
for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it also
It's
sold
just
like
too late.
shit.
We can still.
But yeah, it was wild to me because everyone I knew was playing Tony
Come on.
Hawk, regardless of the kind of kid they were in high school,
Mm-hmm.
including my group of degenerate friends who were more like, you know, who were also not sports gamers and were more Dungeons and Dragons type nerds.
Right.
I think it came from inside the theater. You okay?
Yeah.
How is that the first time this has happened? I've climbed through
Maybe
so
you
many
better-
broken windows.
Okay. Not much of a movie fan anyway. And James,
Yeah.
be careful in there.
Yeah.
This is boring.
You didn't seem bored a minute ago. Screamed your head out, didn't you? You should have seen your face.
Oh, it's these two.
Told you. It was this big rat. Jumped right at me from under the
The gruesome twosome.
Did you hear that too?
It's a very cutscene heavy part of town.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't. You had, I think, left by the time we met. I don't remember his name. The guy,
Eddie?
the big guy, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah. You were not here when we met him, right?
No, probably not.
They did a number on his model. I'll tell you what.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll see.
okay. I mean, he always looked wildly inhuman in the original, so... I mean,
Yeah,
this is
he
great.
looks kind of more and less at the same time. Very exaggerated.
Eddie?
Cool. Can't wait.
Oh. You're,
James. We met back at the apartment building.
yeah. I remember.
I see that you didn't make it out yet.
Yeah. I just didn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
around to it yet.
He's got kind of a "we've got
He's
John
showing your
Goodman at
appetite back.
home" type vibe.
Oh, I didn't notice his hands in the cutscene.
Are you alone here, Eddie?
What do you mean?
They've got I don't remember what it's called.
No.
Like a skin discoloration.
Hell.
That's
Oh.
probably just Laura messing
Oh,
around.
yeah, like vitiligo or whatever.
Yeah, vitiligo. Thank
The
you.
little girl? Laura, is that her name?
That's what she said.
I'm gonna go look for her.
Eddie's such a fucking weirdo.
You coming?
Yeah.
Now you want me to come with you?
Never mind.
Eddie's really the guy where, like, if I showed up at Silent Hill because for some reason, I guess it was only like a 20-minute drive to investigate my dead wife's letter, and even then, I'm telling you, man, I'm probably not making that trip.
Right.
Eddie's such a weirdo that, like, I would get there and be like, oh my god, you cannot be punishing me for my personal transgressions with this guy. You cannot be saying that, yes, we're in the same league. Get out of here.
He's also like scooping some liquid out of the popcorn bucket. It looks like. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Dude's gross.
Probably straight up the butter sauce that you can get out of the dispenser.
Ew. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like Eddie.
No one does. That's literally his deal.
Yeah. Well, like, I think what's her name is fine. She's weird, but fine. Eddie just sucks the whole way down.
Yeah, but that's always his deal. Nobody likes Eddie.
I gotta follow this purple slime.
That's what you want to be doing in a movie theater, is just following a trail of purple slime.
Ideal Friday night, honestly.
Hey!
In the back of the theater with this weird woman who doesn't look like my wife at all. Eddie's there.
What a great recipe for a great time.
And a kid who fucking hates me for some reason.
Oh, I mean, it's justified.
Oh yeah, I know, but I don't know that. Or almost called him Leon. James doesn't know that yet.
Isn't the good ending of this like you adopt her?
Sounds right. Like you get her out of here for sure.
Like, I think we can all agree that's not great, right? Like the optics on that are terrible.
Well, yeah. I mean, she is stuck in Silent Hill. You don't want to just like leave her
Laura,
here.
stop! It's
Is
dangerous.
she stuck? She's the only one who's not seeing monsters everywhere.
It doesn't mean that there's like people. Like she's not seeing other people either.
Yeah, but presumably she can leave.
She's a child. Leave where?
On a bus?
What? Who's driving the bus? Like that's.
Well, how'd she get to the town?
She's just here.
Maria? Did you see the
For how long?
Yeah,
Like-
I tried to stop her, but
Like, how long has
she
she
went
been
that
here,
way. I can
right?
still catch her.
I don't know that she's like real.
Right. See, this is okay. Yeah. See, now we get to the root of the problem, which is that she is a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if a ghost or Gestalt consciousness made by Purgatory.
Hmm.
At that point, I think you're splitting hairs, maybe. Oh yeah, no, I'm at the
James.
hospital.
Look,
Oh, I guess the end is the hotel then.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I think.
Yeah.
'Cause you have to cross the lake.
Yeah. I guess it's more like hospice care.
Because I was gonna say, like, we're due for a new enemy type.
Yeah. Let's get them sexy nurses going.
Finally. Finding shotgun shells this is great.
Is that a gun cabinet? In a hospital?
Yeah, but it's empty.
Somehow that seems worse. Where did she go?
I don't know. Let's look around.
Because I think does the game end in Shepherd's Glen and not in Silent Hill? If he goes across the lake?
Yeah, that's a good question, but I mean, really, the bigger question is where does the Silent Hill municipality begin and end, right? Like, Shepherd's Glen may never have incorporated it as its own town, so it's really part of Silent Hill proper. Yeah, the history of the town and its local politics go back a few years. We're getting way into the weeds here, man. How much do you need to know about? The
Yeah, no, I mean,
backstory
what else are we gonna fill the air with?
of local politics for Silent Hill? It's what I need are a bunch of memos that really get into the bickering over the water treatment system that Shepherd's Glen put in. Silent Hill was just waiting for them to finish it so they could annex the town and incorporate and keep them from incorporating.
Well, it's like that's all homecoming stuff, right? I think
Information, though.
where it's like
should look
there's the
around.
founding families
Might
and
be
they
able
all
to
have
find
their
some.
own thing, and Shepherd's Glen it's part of Silent Hill or was part of Silent Hill, and that's why it's also cursed. I don't remember, man. That game kind of sucks, but I remember parts of it.
I mean, the way I see it, Silent Hill 2 doesn't really fit with Silent Hill 1 and 3, and which one was the one where you play the trucker who finds Alessa?
That's Zero? Is there a Zero?
No,
it's a
not
prequel
Zero.
one.
It's a prequel, but it's not Silent Hill 0, I don't think.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it is like it's the prequel one.
Right, so like I don't see this as actually connected to those.
No, 2 is very much on its own.
Like I actually see 2 and 4 as mostly connected because they clearly made effort to connect 4 to 2 in a way that doesn't really matter to 2, but I guess 4 needs. But 1 and 3 and like that prequel, those are all clearly part of the same narrative, which is fine. 2 doesn't really seem to be part of that. Like The Silent Hill of 1 is very much the corrupted town through the cult's rituals and the Mark of Samael being put up by Alessa and everything Dolly is doing. And 3 is a continuation of that, whereas like 2 is very much the idea of Silent Hill as as a town which calls people to
Laura,
experience their own personal
wait.
hell. And it's not, it doesn't seem to me like
We don't want to hurt
the
you.
reason it does, like, you can make the case that the reason it does that now is because it's after the stuff with the cult went down, and so it just kind of hangs around and does that. But they throw Silent Hill 2 has a ton more backstory in it.
I don't think she likes
Right.
me very much.
That's way more about like, oh yeah, they used to do executions here, and there's all kind of like weird stuff going on that made the town bad. But you know, it doesn't. You don't find the remnants of Silent Hill 1 here.
No, I don't think there's any callbacks.
No. And there's not like, but there's also like no marks, and like you don't have like the, you know, you don't find the bloodstained corpses of monsters all over the streets or anything. So
Yeah,
I see I see them as like thematically related, but fundamentally telling different stories and like different Silent Hill universes.
yeah. No, I'm tracking. I think that's
Trying to
fair
connect them just makes it weird.
Yeah, I feel like 4 though takes more from 3 in a way. Like I get thematically it's like that, but like it's got the rabbit in the amusement park and all that shit.
But 4 does? 4
Yeah,
does.
like if you look out the window, you see a bunch of ads for a bunch of the stuff you see in 3.
Yeah, but you literally visit some of the locations in 2.
Do you?
Yeah.
I never really got past the beginning of 4, honestly.
4 is not very good.
Yeah.
Like the core idea with the core idea with the apartment is kind of interesting, where Silent Hill invades your space, but the game itself, like, is just not great.
Yeah. The trucker one I've heard is good. I haven't played it.
It is not.
Is it not? Okay, never mind.
It's okay. It's not bad, but it's not good.
Nurses, doctors, trees.
It's the trucker one. Its biggest problem is that it's just derivative. It doesn't
Sure.
do anything like interesting or new.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like its biggest sin. It's kind of like, you can kind of tell when you start playing a Silent Hill game how you can tell a lot by the monsters that they choose to have.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
In 1, 2, and 3, they're very particular about the monsters being expressions of the character's inner turmoil and angst. And anytime you see nurses in a later Silent Hill, it's like, you know it's going to be bad, because they're using the nurses in a cargo cult fashion, where the nurses are like, oh, Silent Hill, you got to have nurse monsters. And it's like, well, no, you had nurses in Silent Hill 1 and 3 because Alessa was in a hospital and was hospitalized with her burns for years and years, and that's part of, and so the nurses and the doctors are all representative of that, and the nurses are not sexy at all, and like the doctors are weird monsters, and the nurses like hold you down while the doctors try and cut you in the face, and it's awful. And for James, the nurses are highly sexualized to go with his weird psychosexual horror vibes.
Yeah.
And the fact that his whole deal with Mary was that she was really sick and he had to spend all the time in the hospital. So that makes sense. But everything after that, it's like, oh, nurses are just here because Silent Hill has nurses.
I mean, I think it's all underlined by Pyramid Head showing up again in the series. Like,
Yeah.
Pyramid Head is a very specific thing to James.
Is it? I'm not clear on that.
Yes.
Like, it seems like Pyramid Head is like a demon executioner for the town.
No, so okay, I mean, spoilers, I guess, for later in the game, but we're way past that. Pyramid Head is James. Pyramid Head is what James hates about himself.
Well, I know that Pyramid Head is what James hates about himself, but you also come across relics of the town that show Pyramid Head in other situations.
Yeah,
And
they
so
do
it's
that
not-
later. Like,
Yeah, it's not clear to me that the monster that tracks James, which is his own self-loathing, can take any form. The question to me is whether the Pyramid Head form is James specific or town specific. And
I
that's
think
the
that
part
it's
where
like, from whatever my own analysis
no,
of
I
Pyramid
get it.
Head.
I think it can. My point is, I think it can go either way on that. I think you can credibly say that Pyramid Head or some form of that is related to like the town's history, and I would do that by like having like more pyramid like style, because you could do like Spanish Inquisition style old imagery for it and be like, yeah, that's where the pyramid shape comes from, and then how that manifests, whether it's like that slick red pyramid is specific to James and you do other stuff. I think you can get away with that, but
Well, like the pyramid itself, the shape is like it's a thing where you can only see inward. He's very self-absorbed. It's the big knife is very much James's, like because James gets the big knife at one point, and it's specifically heavy. It's a reference to the knife he gets from what's her name. Like the small parts of Pyramid Head's design are very integral to how James views himself.
yeah, but at the end of the day, Pyramid Head's function in the game is to be a really lethal monster who chases you around.
Oh, sure,
being
yeah. At the end of the
chased
day,
scary.
everything here is supposed to be, it's scary and it's, a monster. But, like...
Well, yeah, but, like, specifically being chased is the scary part by something that can, like, go through doors and violate your safe spaces.
Well, you don't
And
get
so,
chased by Pyramid Head that much. You just, like,
there are
you
a
follow
couple
him.
There are a couple of chase spots in this where you're running for Pyramid Head.
Alright, 7... 1 second. I have to think. I can't think and talk at the same time.
Oh, Lord, we're going to be here a while.
Alright. It is Nurses, Doctors, Trees. It is 724. 724, 724. Where's the stupid thing? There it is. No, there's not. Oh my god, I'm dying.
No, Norman, please.
There it is. 7, 2, 4. There we go. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. The second Pyramid Head came back in Downpour is when it lost me.
Where they do the more movie stylized version of him though, where he's got the metal mask with like the plugs on it, and that's where I'm saying I think that's okay.
I think that's just because the movie had just come out.
It is taking from the movie, but my point is, you could restylize Pyramid Head to be specific to the. Now, I don't think they did a good job of this, making it specific to the protagonist. But the idea is that, like, yeah, any self-absorbed protagonist could have their own version of Pyramid Head. Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter if he's got a head shaped like a pyramid or not. Any big monster you have to chase the main character is a Pyramid Head and will be perceived as such, whether their head is in the shape of a pyramid or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's better when it's its own thing.
I think it's better when it's its own thing. I just think that you can still get away with it credibly and make it work. But like ultimately, Pyramid Head is just a big monster to chase you, and like mechanically speaking, and he's like if he doesn't have a pyramid, it's not different enough for it to be a problem for me. So like, yes, I think it's lame to borrow the Pyramid Head imagery for a different protagonist, but at the same time, if he has a different head but he's still just a big monster, you're functionally doing the same thing. So just style him in a way that makes sense and accept that Pyramid Head is the walking manifestation of your guilt, regardless of, and everyone has that.
Sure.
Oh, presumably. If there's a real question as to, like, does Eddie have guilt?
I think he does. I mean, that's him in the beginning, like he's throwing up in the toilet. I think he's like, I don't know if guilt's the right word. He's afraid of what he did, right? It like freaks him out.
Right.
I think Eddie is also just broken on the fundamental level.
Right, that's the piece. So it's like, how does the town actually torment him? And that part isn't as clear, which I mean, it's still like Eddie's an interesting character in this.
Oh yeah, no, I think
But, like,
he's very important, I think, to the story that it's trying to tell. With like,
yeah, though again, Eddie does. If I were here with Eddie, I would be like, really? You're lumping me in the same category as this guy? Come on. The state can handle this guy's particular brand of bullshit.
And then I forget exactly where. I don't even remember her name. Is it Abigail? Is that her name?
No, I don't think her name's Abigail.
I have her knife. I can find out. Angela.
Oh, Angela, you already got her a knife?
Yeah, she gives it to you in that cutscene. Yeah, like Angela obviously is. I think it's supposed to be above and below James, right? Like where Angela is a much more sympathetic character than James is, and Eddie is less sympathetic than James.
Yeah, but also, like, Angela doesn't deserve to be here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If I were Angela, I would look at James and be like, wait, you're lumping me in with him?
Yeah, exactly. I think, like I said, I think it's supposed to be people who... It's people James can compare himself against.
You don't look sad.
Alright, Maria, can you fucking move? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't know. It's less clear to me, like, why she gets called to the town
Hey,
and Eddie gets called. Like, you can make a case for one of them.
I think
but
they're
both
both
of them is
Don't
tough.
worry.
fake. They're not real.
Oh, you don't think either's a real person?
No, I think this is all James.
That's interesting.
I think
I don't know
all of the
if I- I don't
characters
know
in
if I
Silent
agree with
Hill
that.
are just manifestations of the protagonist. They're what the protagonist needs to see at the time.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think I agree with that interpretation, but I get where you're coming from with it, and it makes sense.
It's too convenient, generally.
I think it's difficult to read that as the intended interpretation.
I think that's fair. That's kind of the fun of Silent Hill, and that's why I really like it.
No,
There's
the
a
fun
lot
is,
to read in.
The fun is running around in the horror town from monsters.
And then hitting him with big pipes.
Yep.
I like that part too.
The real Silent Hill are the friends we made along the way. Doing this.
Are you still doing inner trim?
Yeah, I'm still doing inner trim. It's look, it's a long process, but it's not terrible. And it pays off big. It looks great.
Heldrake was one of my... It was not one of my first models, but it was definitely, like, when I was ramping up as a painter. And it was the first model I painted that I said never again.
let's check out that elevator.
It always
Wow.
felt like I was painting it in the, like, in a less efficient way than I was meant to. No matter what I did.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between you and me is I then jumped on and did 5 more Heldrakes.
Well, okay. How long into your Warhammer career did you paint a Heldrake?
That's a weird question because I started playing in 1996
Right.
and the Heldrake wasn't released until 2012.
Yes, you'd been painting for quite some time at that point then. I had been painting for 4 months.
Yeah, no, that's fair, I guess. I mean, it didn't make the Heldrake any easier to paint. The difference was what edition was it when you painted your Heldrake?
9th. We were in 9th at that point.
Yeah, so I was in 6th edition, and in 6th edition, it's very much the case that Heldrakes were awesome, and you had to have multiples.
Mm-hmm. I have one sitting in my closet waiting for the day it becomes good again.
Well, as soon as you get one of those charity tournaments where you keep getting infinite rerolls, let me tell you, baby,
Maria?
that combination of devastating wounds and anti-fly 2-up is huge.
Do World Eaters get a Helidrake?
They sure do.
Alright, because I'm doing World Eaters for the charity RTT. Currently, it's Angron, some Skull Crushers,
okay?
and some Chaos
I'm
Ball.
sorry.
That's fine. What's going
Okay.
on? Are you hurt?
Because the Skull Crushers are great for charity meta. They do a
Probably just
ton of
a
mortal
hangover.
wounds on the charge if you max everything. I think it's like 15, 20.
Maybe you should rest.
Nice.
And then Angron is great because he keeps coming back in the charity meta.
Okay.
And then the
Oh,
Chaos Spawn are
I'm
great
good.
because they have a 4 Field of Pain.
I'm gonna win this charity planet war.
And my buddy who plays primarily AOS, he's picking up Blood
So-
Angels for the new book. And we're gonna combo, I
gonna
think,
go
there.
look
I think the move there for him
I'll be
is
back as soon as I
Assault
can.
Ancestors jump packs.
James?
And who has Dev wounds? Oh, Asterath with Death Company.
I wanted to ask you,
Okay.
what if you can't find Mary? What will you do?
That Asterath model is pretty cool.
My unpopular opinion is I think the model sucks. I do not like
I hadn't really
Asterath's
thought about
model.
that.
Ugh.
I think his face sucks. I don't like the muscle armor.
Get back
I
soon,
see. I think the
okay?
muscle armor's cool, especially after I saw Sky Serpent's conversion into a Night Lord. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, that rules. Yeah, I guess that's the thing for me is it fits better as a Chaos model.
Yeah.
I really like the Bram Stoker's Dracula vibe they're going for with it.
It's fair.
I always thought that Crimson Gary Oldman armor was really cool looking.
Oh, we got nurses.
Hey, we did it.
They are very bulbous in the head region.
They always work. And the other regions.
Sorry, I'm gonna look at this picture of my wife.
hmm I will say these are a little bit more bulbous up top than they used to be.
I definitely said bulbous and then realized both how that can be misconstrued and the fact that you weren't seeing what I was looking at. So I had to immediately pivot.
Immediately pivot to wife photo. Yep, there she is, my dead wife.
I just gotta make sure.
Just in case the game is listening to you, PT style.
Well, did you ever play Shattered Memories?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the huge part of that one. Right? It was like how you interacted with the game dictated everything.
Yeah. God, I wish Shattered Memories was half the game it thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I had going on story-wise a lot.
Yeah, I like what it was doing there. It felt like the actual execution of the game parts of it were not great.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like a Wii game that was trying to do Wii gimmicks. Like it was never gonna succeed.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting there on this Helldrake, man, I'll tell you what. Because look, this is a lot of work, but it looks really good.
Oh, I'm sure, and it all pays off. It all always pays off.
But yeah, I painted 2 Night Lords Helldrakes, and then I did one for my Iron Warriors, and I did one for my World Eaters, and I did one for my Black Legion, and I painted one for my Thousand Suns. And I painted a second one for my Night Lords.
Jesus.
And so yeah. And I have an Alpha Legion one that I haven't finished painting that's been sitting around for years. And I'm sure there's another unassembled one in a box somewhere in my bids closet. Who will inevitably be for Word Bearers, probably. probably.
Do we talked about this the other day. Do you have a word bearer's like force?
I have a Heresy Word Bearers Force that I'm never going to paint or use because Heresy is just a bad game.
Right.
But I'll probably reuse chunks of it for 40k at some point because like I've got the Gal Warback and they're just incredibly cool demon
I love
models.
those models.
Like
yeah.
they're the way I wish Possessed looked. Like I think the current plastic Possessed are cool, but the Gal Warback really nail that like busting out of my cage and I've been feeling just fine like motif. That I want from the aesthetic rather than like big muscles that just happen to be in armor.
Right.
So that I like those. I like the Tainted Dreadnought, even though you can't use Contemptors in 40k for some reason now.
Yeah, they're halberds now.
Yeah, so I've got like a few conversions I've done for the Word Bearers. I don't have like a full army of them. I haven't done enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, it's in the cards. Eventually, I'll do some stuff for it.
Right.
Part of me's waiting for when like there's a compelling reason to take a bunch of Possessed and Masters of Possession and all that stuff. Because right now it's just not the way you want to play the army.
Man, I wish it was.
Yeah, they really did a number on Possessed. They didn't do them any favors, and I don't get why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough because, like, with Chaos Armies, so many things already compete for the melee slot that, like, melee stuff has to be very good to break out of that. And it's like, okay, well, these aren't as good as Legionnaires, so what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Just reading through patient notes, huh?
Yeah, gotta find out where they are so you can get their little wristbands.
All I'm saying is, you're violating a number of laws.
First of all,
What?
there's no
What?
cops
Oh,
at this
please,
Silent
go.
Hill.
Uh-huh.
I've been breaking all the windows. Second of all, I think it's
No,
fine.
please. Tell me about HIPAA compliance and why it doesn't apply to you.
I'm not a doctor.
That's okay. I get it. You know, it's fine. But
I-
all I'm saying is, when the town punishes you, it's going to add that to your list of crimes.
So, okay, wait. So the last area is hospice care, right?
Well, it's the hotel, but yeah.
Yeah. So this is just when Mary gets diagnosed, is what this area is supposed to be?
Yeah, presumably. I mean, it's the area is supposed to be just the hospital, man.
Right.
She spends a lot of time here generally as she's
Getting
having
treatment and
whatever
stuff.
disease
Yeah.
eventually killed her.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Just walking through the hospital, administering modern American health care to the workers here, huh?
Yeah, they don't get enough help.
Mhm.
They're essential. How do I open any of these? I still don't know what these, like, you look at them and then a sound plays and the screen gets fuzzy things are.
Oh, those are like memories.
Do they have to chain Mary down?
think so? Why?
Because the memory is a bed with a bunch of chains on it.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know if they're like your memories.
Well, everything's someone's memory. That's like how things are.
Yeah, sure. I don't know, man. Look, it's just a spooky effect in this weird haunted house world.
Great, I got this bent needle. Definitely not garbage.
Yeah, you're gonna want to hold on to that, man.
And I got this shotgun. Definitely not garbage. Don't love the implication of it being in someone's locker in like the nurse's room. How do I switch to my shotgun?
You want to know what like the real bad part about doing the trim highlights is on
What's that?
the inner armor, like the inner trim highlights on the Eldrake is?
What's
When
that?
I'm done, going back and cleaning them up.
Oh, absolutely. That's like just part of it.
But it looks good.
Did you do the lightning bolts already on it?
Oh yeah. So this was a Helldrake that I actually painted back in 2014. And I have not done the inner armor or the inner trim highlights or anything like that. So I am touching him up and fixing all his highlights and the shading on his gold and going back through and bringing him up to the modern standard because it is way easier to do that on this guy than to paint a whole new model from scratch.
That's fair.
And so, and it doesn't take a ton, but I can easily get some good effects doing it and get him to a point where he will not be dragging me down in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal with this guy.
Do you have a display board for them?
I'm going to use the same display board I took last year for the Black Legion.
Gotcha.
Because that one is, I'm doing concrete and snow again because it's super easy to do and you can add some tufts and it gives you like 3 layers of stuff on your base and it works really well. But also because that fits in a suitcase and it's relatively simple and modular, and that's all I'm looking for.
Yep, that's fair.
And I hate display boards. Like I like making them, but traveling with them is just such a hassle.
Oh yeah, it's. I listen. I use mine all the time because like it's the game, right? You gotta play if you're going for hobby meta. But like,
yeah, it depends. One of the things I really like about the Games Workshop events is that they do not consider your display board.
so they say. I don't know.
Well, between you and me and the 8 people watching, I know Zach Rochner, one of the paint judges, does not care for them. So
That's good.
So it may actively hurt you. I don't know.
Honestly, that's great to hear. Like I do not like them either.
Notably, I won Best Painted without a display board.
Nice. Yeah, no, I honestly like for the most part, I think it detracts from the army. Like when I was paint judging, what was it? It was for UTC. This is actually not a case of what I just said, but it's something separate. One of the armies that was definitely in contention for best painted, a lot of really good conversions, like, and really amazing display board. But the army was like, kind of just fine.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't think it detracts, but I've definitely seen a lot of ones where they have an amazing display board and the army is just average. And it's like, you should have spent more time on that, but...
Yeah, exactly. Like, the display board's better painted than the army is.
Right.
And, I don't know. Hate judging the army.
Totally. Alright, Fowler. Get them base rims done.
Hell yeah. Black base rims, right? Otherwise...
My son and I were finishing off models in his army today, and I made him paint his base rims, and they all had to be black.
What if I want to paint them a different color? Well,
Absolutely not. Nope. I was like, no, they'll look unfinished. It's like, do I have to? I was like, yes.
It's one of the first things I got like globally blasted for in the Goonhammer Discord. Just not finishing my base rims.
Yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah, no, I learned my lesson.
Bullying works.
That's good, Fowler. Otherwise, I would ask Rob to ban you from the chat.
See, you think the sicko mode is doing the interior highlights panel with the edge trim, but it's actually doing the second layer of those highlights with the later color around the corner parts.
Actually,
That's
that part
sicko
is
mode.
not that bad, I found. It's
Mhm.
like, whatever. I find the second layer of highlights on trim generally go very fast.
No, this is the second layer of highlights on the armor panel inside the trim.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I would be freaking out if I were James right now.
This would, yeah, no.
That would be it. It would be over for me.
You know what scene always scared the hell out of me as a kid? Was in Aliens, the bit where Bishop has to do that mile-long crawl down the tunnel, like down the pipe.
Yeah.
Where he's just like moving with like his shoulders the entire time with a flashlight in front of him. Like, that's my nightmare.
Did you see
I'm not claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic, but the idea of being in a space where I can't move my arms.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
awful. Nightmare.
Yeah.
Have you seen Romulus?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that had a very similar scene in the beginning.
Of course it did, because that's all they ever do in Romulus.
Yeah, I liked it. I had fun.
It was alright, but it's absolutely just ripping off better movies.
Yeah, sure. I think it does, the part that happens at the end, won't spoil that, because that just came out on, like, Silent Hill. I think it does that part better than Alien 3.
I guess, but like, I think it has a strong first half and a very weak second half.
I think that's fair. It kind of just goes wild in the second half.
Yeah.
What up?
Oh, how's it going? I'm dropping you out.
We need another channel for this.
I'm gonna make another channel. I didn't realize this was the night when everyone was gonna be like, hey, let me hop into the voice channel. But yeah, I thought it was a strong first half of the movie, and then the second half goes a little too hard, especially leaning on things that they've already done in the series.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And the one line, the "get away from her, you bitch" line, it just doesn't work at all.
Oh yeah, it feels like something got cut, where like they set it up.
I guess it just felt like pure attempt at fan service to me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could very well be that as well. But it just feels, even if it is that, like, just apropos of nothing. It's raining now. Nice, good. Alright, I'm lost again.
No, again.
It's happening again. Found one of the bracelets.
At least this time it's in a large hospital building and not literally a 3-room house in southern Spain.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely my lowest point.
No, I think your lowest point was when you dodged a bear trap and stepped into a different bear trap, and then a cultist came at you and you backed up into the first bear trap. That has to be your nadir, but it was the highlight of the day for me. I'll be chasing that high for a long time.
Glad I could provide that to you. I have to get to the doctor's lounge. How can I get to the doctor's lounge?
Silent Hill is in Maine, huh?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, I get it, I guess. It just always felt more like a out west thing to me.
I guess the fog makes sense, right?
Well, no, because the fog is not supposed to be there, right? Like, that's the whole point.
They live on a lake. Like, there's gonna be fog.
Yeah, but the whole point is that you show up and you're like, whoa, what's all this fog doing here? This isn't right.
I think that's... I don't know. I think it's just that the oppressiveness of the fog is not right. Not necessarily that there is the presence of fog.
Well,
Who
in the
knows?
first game, they're like, it's unseasonably cold and foggy.
Gotcha.
Obviously, that doesn't apply here, but, you know.
You know what sucks? Is if I like really wanted to, if I lost some weight, I could do James for like Halloween or something.
Oh my god.
I could.
Norman.
I could. It's there. I got the face for it.
That's not a good thing to say.
I
about
know.
this
That's why,
stuff,
like I
man.
said, it sucks. That's the first thing I said.
Like, it's so bad.
I think they did sell like a replica of his little jacket or whatever with the remake.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like if you pre-ordered the like $800 pre-order bonus or whatever
Hey.
was it.
Are you okay?
An old shitty surplus
Go
army
away.
replica jacket.
Don't be afraid. I just want to talk.
Where do I sign? Listen, man, I just spent $100 on bases. I'm not what they call
That's a
smart with money.
It's a very fragile house.
I like attempted to do lava bases 4 different ways with my fire slayers and didn't find one that was both not too time consuming considering the amount of models I would have to do it on and then also looked good. So I just went with resin ones.
Yeah, fair.
Ow.
I will say that's like the coolest part about how the hot. Oh, what's going on with her face?
It's just going crazy. Didn't they always used to do that?
Stand there and twitch.
Yeah, like blurry.
Maybe they did. I felt like that was something they added in the movie.
Maybe that's possible.
I don't feel like the PlayStation 2 had that capability.
Sorry, you were saying one of the
You
coolest
broke
things.
that window and jumped over, and you could have just walked around.
Well, yeah, you know.
It's- Yeah, and I was one of the wild things that's changed about the hobby since I started is that now you can just buy all kinds of bits and extra stuff. That was one day I will explain to my son as he looks at me and is just like, yeah, sure, whatever. As I explained to him that like back in my day, you had to drive down to Glen Burnie, Maryland, to get the metal bits you needed for your specific conversion. And that was the only place you could go, or you had to order them via mail order.
Like third-party bits, you mean, or just like bits?
Any bits, yeah. Not their third-party bits didn't exist.
That's more what I expected you to say. Yeah.
I mean, also that, but like even first-party bits, you can only get through like Games Workshop.
So that was like that's after or before when I started, but like apparently there was a thing where it used to be you could sell bits in the US, but you can't really anymore.
It's not that you can't sell bits. It's more that like, well, I mean, GW keeps a very tight control on retailers, and they stopped letting you post photos of the product as a retailer and started limiting the discount you could give. And that happened in like, I want to say 2016, and it basically killed the online orders market in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that was also the bits, but also as metal bits became less common, it made a lot less sense for bit sellers to just even exist, because you know, you're basically buying plastic kits and then parting them out at a profit, which works, but only a limited number of kits are really going to let you do that profitably.
Right.
And they've all just become eBay sellers now.
Interesting. All right, looks like we go back downstairs.
Pro brand bullets.
I mean, like nothing's beaten the Jackal bullets in Resident Evil 4 for the TMP with the wolf on them. The thing that's
Right.
clearly not a jackal. This is the basement.
Jackals and wolves are basically the same thing, right? Right?
Interchangeable.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, this is a different staircase? Oh, I'm so lost.
Oh, God.
Oh, what am I gonna do?
No. As soon as you opened the map and it was a different map, I was like, oh no, Norman's fucked.
Now I can go the longest way possible. Great. This is great. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, thank God bits are more available now, because otherwise, I don't know what I would do. The Chaos Knights would look the same and boring.
I mean, the solution was to just buy more kits, I guess. Not great. Not a great solution to that. Very expensive.
I mean, that's basically been what I've been doing.
Oh, so then it hasn't really changed anything for you.
I suppose not. Yeah, I don't like thinking about, especially the nights I don't use, how much I've spent kit bashing those. Like the ones I use, sure. Like, yes, do I have a war dog that is half a keeper of secrets? Yes. But I don't know. I have like a knight that's like half a lord of change, and that's not a cheap kit.
No, yeah, it's definitely a mistake that you did that. Especially because it's a big map.
Yep.
And those are very, very bad.
Yep. Come on, points changes. Looking for 200 points off my list.
Well, remember, we've got your Tox Claws.
We've got what? Sorry?
Oh. Oh, right. Gather around, children. Who in chat wants to say what a Tox Clause is? I know some of you are old. Some of us are
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, whatever. I don't mind. It's fine. If that's how it has to be, it's fine. I will destroy all of the brigands that are not magnetized.
Mhm.
Which, you know, is most of them.
They can be reborn from their ashes in the phoenix.
To be fair, I said I would do the same thing with Shadebinder, and then I ended up just turning him into a ghost. Which I think is also fun.
Ghostbinder.
You've seen the pilot for him, right?
No.
Oh, I painted I got one of the Nighthaunt Warcry guys, and it's a ghost with its eyes on fire having the worst day possible. And I gave him a bolt pistol.
Hell yeah.
And that's my pilot. It's the main inspiration was the ghost from Venture Brothers from the ship.
No.
He's just screaming.
God, that was the show. That was the episode that sold that show for me.
It's such a good episode.
It was very uneven, like leading into that, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the show. And then Ghost of the Sargasso came on, and it just completely locked in. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm watching this.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's also my like intro to the show. If I'm showing the show to someone to sell them on it, it's the episode I show them for sure.
Yeah, that's a really good one. It's a good microcosm of everything the show's doing without being too like self-referential.
Exactly.
In terms of the, I mean, because the lore is good. Like I like how deep they go on some of that stuff, but that one is way more accessible than the later stuff.
For sure. Yeah, you can't do like I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Like with David Bowie is the sovereign and explaining what any of that means. She's doing that thing again.
Oh man, this I gotta tell you, I don't think there's a model with more trim than that.
Yeah, no, that was the thing for me. I was never sure if I should paint the not trim first or the trim first, because if I made a mistake, then the other thing gets messed up, right?
Well, the thing about the Helldrake is the trim is very forgiving because it's very large and very raised.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, whereas in a lot of the other models, like the biggest problem with 1,000 Suns, when you're painting rubrics and stuff, those guys, the trim is not nearly as pronounced, and so it's easier to make mistakes with it. The answer is you paint the panels first because that makes it easy to do gradients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beyond the level of what I was painting at the time. Talking gradients. What does mold remover do for me?
Is this like a trick question? The answer is remove mold.
Okay, from where?
There's a lot of tiles in here. Just get to work in
Just
one corner.
start
with the mildew
scrubbing.
and start scrubbing. Yeah, man.
Eventually Maria will wake up and tell me what I need to do.
It's not rocket science, man. Just start cleaning. Grab a mop and go to town.
Sucks. I hate it here. That's my Silent Hill, is having to do mundane tasks.
Having to mop the floors of a hospital. Good to know you hate hospital workers.
Not that I hate. It's not less that
You
I
guys
hate
heard it
them,
here.
and more,
Norman hates.
and
Norman
more that I
hates
appreciate the
hospital
work
workers.
that they do, because I don't want to do it.
Sorry, essential personnel and other heroes during COVID.
Okay. All right.
Norman doesn't stand and applaud.
Where's my parade? Is all I'm asking.
And also the bagel I ordered.
Oh, I got those. Went to New Jersey recently. I have a whole freezer full of them. I'm stoked.
Nice. Now, important question: do you go light on the schmear or do you go full schmear?
I'm a sandwich kind of guy, actually. If I'm getting a schmear, it's a light schmear. I don't like a heavy schmear.
Okay.
But generally, I'm an egg and cheese guy if I'm getting a bagel.
Oh, see, I love the, like, I'm definitely like a bacon, egg, and cheese guy. Not a big bagel bacon, egg, and cheese guy, though.
Interesting.
The bagel adds too much bread and it's a little too tough for me. Like, I prefer the roll, but the best for me is, I find, is the croissant. If you get a place that'll do a croissant, because it adds like a buttery flakiness that works very well with the sandwich, that I think is the best flavor-wise.
Interesting.
But at home, I do potato rolls. I've been spending a lot of time working on perfecting the home bacon, egg, and cheese.
So I did a comparison test when I moved down here. Actually inspired by Dan and his comments on it. 'Cause Dan is a big proponent of the Kaiser roll. Actually, no,
Okay.
Dan was also a potato roll person, but he recommended the Kaiser roll as well. So I went to my local supermarket and I bought some Kaiser rolls. I bought potato rolls. I bought like one of their bagels as like a, control.
Okay, I was like, it's a shitty control group. I don't
Exactly.
understand.
It's exactly that. And then as a wild card, I bought some of their like supermarket bakery garlic bread, where it comes in like that tin foil bag that you're supposed to like cook in
Yeah.
the oven. Yeah, I got some of that just to see
Okay.
what was up. And the
Okay.
winner there was definitely the Kaiser roll.
Interesting.
The
Kaiser
the
rolls
garlic
would be-
bread was I
That's-
made the sandwich. I took a bite and then audibly to my empty apartment I said, "Huh." And that was
Yeah.
all I had to say about it.
That just seems like too much butter.
It's too much salt.
Fair. The bacon does that a lot already.
Oh, I'm not a meat on it kind of guy. Just egg and cheese.
Right. Okay, that also makes sense why you wouldn't add bacon to it.
2 eggs, cheese, maybe potatoes, depending on if I'm feeling fancy.
Where's the salt coming from then?
I put salt and pepper on it.
Oh, got it. Are you a salt, pepper, ketchup guy?
No ketchup, but salt and pepper.
I did that the other day, and I was making breakfast for my son, and I was like, I went to serve him his plate. I was like, salt, pepper, ketchup? And he looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, oh, right, yeah, you wouldn't know that.
It is funny, my like knee jerk whenever I hear that is just no, salt, pepper, no ketchup. Like I have it rehearsed. I've asked that question so many times.
Same. Man, it's wild how, like, you just cannot south and west of New Jersey get competent bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I don't know how they lost that technology when they moved west, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of it's the tinfoil for sure. It's you get in the tinfoil and it's just the right time from the commute to where you're going for it to make sense. But then I don't know, man. It's got to be a greasy like Italian man or like a mom who's like does this on the side, less because she has to and more because she like likes the local community that's gathered around this random sandwich place.
I guess, I mean, due respect, I've eaten outstanding bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches in New York all over the place, and they are never cooked by one of those two people.
Interesting. That's I guess the New Jersey thing.
They're almost, yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah, like there's a bagel place where I grew up. The woman still knows who I am when I go there today. And I used to go there a lot when I was in high school, and afterwards when I was working for my dad, who was down the street. And she is like, I don't know, she's very clearly there because she wants to be, not for any other reason. God bless her.
Okay, I think I'm going to draw the line at painting the underside.
I was gonna ask if you were gonna highlight the underside trim.
No, I think I'm going to leave that. I think that's where I have to draw the very thin, low blue line. Because otherwise I will go insane.
So I supposed to be doing here?
God, man, you've been in this hospital a long time, huh?
Yeah, I'm like lost isn't the right word, but
It's
Not 100%
really
sure
because
what I'm
it
supposed to
seems
be
like the
doing.
right word.
no, I don't know what I'm supposed to be. I have this medical tube mold remover, and a bent needle, and I don't know what to do with any of them.
Real MacGyver hours.
I am flush with heating items, though, so that's good. It's a first.
Hmm. Well, you haven't been chugging them needlessly every time you needed to figure out where you were.
I didn't call it out, but there was one earlier where I just meant to open a drawer and I hit the healing item button.
I thought I saw that, but you were like a little low on health, so I was just like, well, maybe he's just being cautious. All right, I gotta tell you, I've gotta hop off because it's bedtime for the child.
All right, sounds good. I'll keep going, and when I hit a save point, I'll call it as well.
Okay,
But
sounds good.
Good talking to you. When's the next time do you think you'll be able to do another one?
Let's do this on Wednesday.
I
maybe.
cannot do Wednesday.
Oh
Cannot do
my God.
Wednesday,
Norman.
Friday. No, I can't do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well, gee, I guess we'll do Sunday then.
Yeah, I mean I can do tomorrow.
No, I can't do tomorrow. I gotta do the weekly scrum
Rip. All right.
with the dev team.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, Sunday works, or just play whatever. It's fine.
Yep.
All right, thanks everybody.
Have a good one. All right, chat. I'm gonna find a save point, and then we'll call it there tonight. I might be back without Rob tomorrow, so I'd like to play more of this. I'm enjoying it, and I want to get through it because I definitely want to get to the other games I have planned for October. Next, I believe, is Dead Space Remake, but those will be more one-offs. We're not gonna go through the whole game, I don't think. That's a save point. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for coming out. Appreciate it. I know it's me wandering around an empty hospital, but